So I'd like to tell you a little story about a very famous water that comes from Spain. It's actually bottled in Vichy, and the bottling plant started there in 1889. And this water is called Vichy Catalan. It's well known for its taste and its flavor. And I'd like to tell about this particular bottled water because it has a TDS score or a ppm of 2,900. So that is well over 3 times what you would expect in the highest TDS areas in Malta and Gozo. And for people who are particularly interested in the TDS score or the ppm score of water, quite often they tell me that if it's over like 500 or something, then you can't drink it, it's impossible. So I always tell the story about Vichy Catalan, this fantastic water with a pH of about 8 or 9, like Maltese tap water, and a TDS score of 2,900. So what's this? This is a TDS meter. And the TDS meter is what we would use for actually what is measuring is electrical conductivity, which is then transformed into a TDS score by using an equation. And it's basically measuring the electrical conductivity of the water and therefore the dissolved salts and minerals inside. So, in fact, rather than measuring contaminants, it's measuring all the healthy minerals that you would get in water, such as in the Vichy Catalan, you get lots of calcium and sodium and potassium and a few other things. In fact, it was sold originally for a great aid to digestive ailments when it first started bottling in 1889. So, in Malta, how does this affect us? Well, a TDS meter is often used by reverse osmosis companies to show that a reverse osmosis system is working. It is not necessarily testing the water quality, but it is showing that a reverse osmosis system is working because a reverse osmosis system will remove all the healthy minerals as well as the things that you don't want. Nothing against reverse osmosis. It's a very effective way of filtering your water. But it does use up water. In other words, it produces brine as well as, or reject water as well as your healthy water. And depending on how much you spend on your reverse osmosis system will depend on how much water you're wasting. So a TDS meter will confirm that it is removing everything. But there are some things that you don't want to remove, really, like calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. And this is sometimes put back by some systems, but sometimes it isn't. It's interesting, though, because it's never put back at the same level as it was taken out in the first place. Because in Malta, we really do have healthy minerals in our water. There are also lots of other contaminants that are not measured by a TDS meter that you would be concerned about. And there's a whole load of them, such as, for instance, trihalomethanes and haloacetic acids, which you really don't want in your water in any great quantities at all. And they're not measured by this. The World Health Organization and also the EU Directive on Water Quality does not reference any measure of TDS score whatsoever for water quality. And that tells you something. So remember this Vichy Catalan water of 2,900 as a TDS score or ppm score. Next time someone tells you that your water is really bad because you've got a score of a certain amount. If you like the taste of it, then it's good. If it's being filtered, then it's better. And if you've got healthy minerals in it, then that's exactly what you would need.